I'm not a poet.
Oh, damn.
In fact, this isn't even a poem. There's just some shit I wrote to enslave words, stuffed them in between lines where it's spacing up just to breathe, only when I say so, because life won't work for free. See, the truth is, I'm too self-centered for poetry. The wrong person to ask help save the world because he has enough trouble staying off of drugs and whores. And this piece was not compared to, like, this piece was not composed to snare or no crowd their revolution. I actually want to be like those who can clearly sit through. Because my honesty must be regurgitated. I'm not a poet. I'm not talented enough to write a sweet love poem to a room full of strangers with a bitter pen. See, I hung out at arcades paid to play because I have no game, which is not a metaphor for spending time, by the way. Yo, how do poets who don't even love themselves even write love poems? Yo, them niggas is bad. Yeah, them niggas is bad, and I mean that in the worst English possible, because I've never intertwined a day in my life, but I've fucked, fornicated, jacked off, and semen on the same towel. I'm gonna need 2 lines of cocaine, a blue pill, a sip of purple rain, and some ecstasy to get it in like those soft hardcore poets and them erotic. Not for nothing, if I wrote an erotic joint based on my sex game, you'd barely get a haiku out of me. I'm an ignorant bastard whose green is his paper and yellow is the skin of his red bone bitch who compared to your legends is completely unconscious. Because being an ignorant ass nigga is so much more fun. The same nigga who snored through the colored purple and rolled up to Cameron's purple haze back in the day. See, I just want to be relevant. But ended up a punk ass poet who refuses to memorize shit because you don't like performing. A figment of God's imagination who's not good enough to fake it, so don't call him real. Not even dope enough to drop a profound ending to this piece, so he just won't say whatever. Whatever. One.
Alright, can it be so simple? Crash a cymbal, lightning strike, get a fistful. Tell me what we info. Used to bump rock him, he was full of info. Now we bump Trinidad James and he is just full of bullshit. Get this fire, burn all the wickedness. I'm sick of this. Time to let y'all know where my position is. Been past, holding my tongue against this stupidness, foolishness, looking like Jerome's in the house. So shout out to everybody trying to make a difference. Vision peering through infinite and dance on the sky. But I ride power to third eye, hour of ascension. Spirit on fire is dying straight strike while the kettle's hot. With record labels buying fraudulent views, it's time to stop. Yeah, the power of light shine brighter in dark night, but this ain't no movie. Message encoded loosely, triggering and uprise to downsize intellect and then switch sides. But I use words wisely to serve senses like Spidey tread lightly, cause my sword is for war and will slice brightly. Yes. We in a full run.
True story. My mom wanted to name me Kunta Kinte, but my aunt refused to decide to make a Toby out of me, so she named me Torishi, which is Swahili for messenger. So my aunt must be telepathic and said, this boy has a message for us, and maybe she was talking to Cleo. Whether or not, my aunt gave me a name that came from a place that believes it takes a village to raise a child, a country to grow a boy, a continent the shape of man. So I'm not apologize, you'll understand when I say, your world is too small for me. I think outside your bubble, or your box, or wherever senses try to make me fit in because it doesn't make sense. I was born on the east coast of America with a name that came from the east coast of Africa. So my story has the parallel journey of a token black man. Mine started in the 8th grade, when a classmate called me Hershey because he couldn't pronounce Torishi. So no, I'll not be a damn chocolate bar. This think I am sexy or sweet. My name is easy. It's T-A-R-I-S-H-I. It stands for Transatlantic Refugee, Individually Seeking Human Independence. My name comes from a language with an African, my name comes from a language with an Arabic influence of a Latin alphabet. So my name. First time I ever messed up in a cypher. My name comes from a language that uses a Latin alphabet with an Arabic influence. So no, I am not a sleeper cell. Waiting to get a chance to fly a plane to your Statue of Liberty. What the hell? I can end up on a terrorist watch list just for saying this. Tarishi carries a profile which you consider a sand nigga. Tarishi, last name Schuler, debatable. Be he German or Jewish? If German, Hitler would rise from his grave just to castrate himself. I wasn't born to his idea of being blonde hair and blue eyes. And yes, it is fair to say I'm not fair-skinned, but one point in time, we were once considered fair trade. Now we just trade thoughts and ideas, what we used to be. America has become our diaspora, while we name our children anything about purpose, like Mercedes, Deja Vu, Alizé, or Morpheus. I'm sorry, but your baby mama was not thinking the Greek god of dreams. She named you. Your baby daddy happened like Lawrence Fishburne, but hey, don't get mad at me. I'm just the messenger and the martyr. But you must pull that trigger. Go ahead, shoot me. But first, before you pull that trigger, ask yourself this question: who is responsible for naming the name of your children in your household? My name is Tarishi, which is Swahili for messenger. And whether or not my aunt was telepathic, she gave me a name that made this boy to grow up to a man to stand there as your poet.
For the hip-hop heads.
Yes.
Yeah!
Hip-hop is broken. Broken hips, crack, who released the Kraken, Clash of the Titan. Big bag of money, suits cash and check signing. Lip singing, orator, throw sword, needle scratch, lost in the haystack, skills, vital pushback, where the record's at. Execs act, incorporate that. Politics talk, who caught the bid? Music is big business, small listeners, less talking. Premature rap ejaculated egos backed by red tape, endorsed by Nike. Do it like Mikey. Kill for them Jordans so you can be fly. What's your theme song? How did music go so dead wrong? When hook songs, we punchline, pants below the ass line, tech 9, ass 9, blind to the mind, third eye shut. Broken hips, fractured her ribs, had her at a strip joint, selling the body for the buzz of the biz. Playboy mansion, dirty dollar lap dance, orgy extravagance, men line up to use, choose to abuse her. Short of money, point to poverty, but rich for power, not happy with a body, new boob job, face cut up for plastic, tragic on Hollywood. Root behind the music, when did we lose it? Hip hop, hips pop, crack broken, snapped at the pelvic. Prosthetic legs, hard to be boys. Bad boys and thug life assassinated. Characters diminished to extinguish real life or reality shows. Embellish ghetto twist right how rap should be. Went from knowledge reign supreme to gangster industry. From microphone fiend to ecstasy junkies. Corporate heads behind the desk calling us monkeys. Broken glass, classes, sexist, fame, adulterated, homophobic statements. Men bend, hide behind tattoos, too scared to speak truth. HIV in the booth, cocaine cut loose, eye the noose looking at you. No grave for the brave, dig a hole for the slave, engrave your name where you laid with no pay at the end of the day, microphone slave. Unplug the speakers, no light for the stage. No holler dollars, call and response, no hand wave, no airplays, no wordplay for DJs. This broken hip in a verse. I had to skip.
Okay, we They ignore me when I'm happy, but keep your misery for company. See, shit was all good just a day ago. I don't think I would have ever sold my soul to Satan, but the year before I wrote this poem, I would have at least heard the offer. Wow. A half hour before I wrote this piece, I would have read the contract terms and conditions. And I'm just curious to find out what's going to push me to sign on the dotted line. See, this is one of those moments where you're upset with the ones that gave you life because they haven't taken it back. See, this is one of those moments where you feel like God played you again, but you don't question his ways. You just add an O to his name and laugh with him, so what's good? All I've ever wanted out of this life was to be loved and left alone. That's why I'm often caught in your city, roaming with no destination. See, if I had a wish granted to me right now, it would be to not have to spit this poem sober. And that's just me being honest, because that's what the people want. Ignoring the fact that I'm exhausted and have yet begun to lie. Aside from the fatigue, the red in my eyes is malice towards those who look well rested. See, fuck my audience. Not for the shock value, but they keep telling me that my poems are hot, but if they were to ever take a trip to where I had to go to find them, they come back with frostbite, pneumonia, and look as stupid as I feel when I share an open heart to closed minds. Wow. See, starting to see life more as a consolation prize. Whenever I see a punk motherfucker say some shit like, at least you woke up this morning.
Damn.
And I'm out searching for highs that last long. Not giving a fuck about world issues because I don't see a bigger problem with the world than what's wrong with me. See, question. Are fat females happy to just be getting fucked when a needle dick nigga mounts her?
Where did that come from? The whole time? Gone. Just from forehead back, gone.
Hold on, I'm gonna ask that question one more time. Like, are fat females happy to just be getting fucked when a needle dick nigga mounts her? No. Her and I have something in common. We both demand satisfaction. And even though the insides of a dancer don't feel as wet and warm to me anymore, I'm still getting my nut by any means. See, how raw is that after you hear them talk about intertwining with God body queens, melting hearts together and creating galaxies through their big bangs? But see, I kid. I promise you, I kid. Because comedy is my therapy, and I appreciate everyone that's ever laughed with me, especially if I'm the only one who takes my joke seriously. Because I do a two-step every time I get a chance to stand still. For every time I was at a party and was afraid to move because they thought it would be funny to watch the fat kid dance. See, friends, family, and people in general won't even give one the illusion of having what we call today a swag. See, who else in their own home grew up afraid to admit to being hungry? I couldn't have been the only one. I know I couldn't have been only one. See, all I wanted in this life was to be loved and left alone. Can I at least have one or the other? I'm just saying. One.